Welcome, and we are so glad that you have joined us tonight for this very memorable night as we remember Gethsemane, the garden where Jesus prayed one of his most agonizing prayers before he would face the cross the following day. As we remember Gethsemane, we remember that we have a chance to walk into the prayer room of Jesus Christ. That night, Jesus invited his disciples into his prayer room. Jesus invites us into that prayer room today. He wants to teach us some great lessons that can come out of Gethsemane. And there are two lessons that I want to leave with you tonight: the principle of letting go and getting more. What we do find in Jesus' life, he let go. And what did he let go? Matthew 26 verse 38 describes the deepest anguish, the crushing of his sorrow, the deep grief that he faced, the horror, and he said, "I'm even at the point of death." This intense feeling is just very well and aptly described in the very meaning of Gethsemane itself, which means the pressing of the oil. A huge slab will press those olives and turn them into oil. And what Jesus was facing that night was that slab of sin and its weight pressing down upon him. And apart from that, the anguish and anxiety of facing the horrors of crucifixion. He let go and gave this very emotion and pain and experience to God. Let go of every pain. And how do we know that he let go? By his words that he reiterated 3 times in the Gospel of Matthew 26, verse 39, 42, and 44, when he said, "Let this cup pass by. Nevertheless, not my will, but yours be done." He surrendered. To let go means to stop resisting, to hand over, to submit every situation and circumstances to a power higher than you. Jesus knew his Father was there, and he gave his most intense anxiety and pain over to him. And then he realized through this experience that he was getting so much more. He would get the power in his very nature, physically, to face what he was about to face on the cross. How do we know that he got so much more? When he looked at the sleeping disciples, he said in Matthew 26 verse 1, "Watch and pray that you are not led into temptation, for the spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak." In other words, what Jesus was saying, if we look at that word, flesh is weak. When you pray, your flesh is strong. Oh yes, there is a divine exchange that happens in your body. You get reinvigorated with the strength of the Lord to face what you have to face in your flesh. Because what Jesus was about to face was what he was about to face in his flesh as well. Yes, he will feel the physical pain of the crown of thorns on his head. The pain was real. On his back with those stripes, the pain was real as he felt intense fatigue, asphyxiation on that cross of Calvary as he hung there. Every pain of dehydration, every pain and anguish that the human knew emotionally, physically, he will face. So he knew that in this prayer that night, his flesh needed to be strong. So we remember Gethsemane. Let's get invited into the prayer room of Jesus Christ, where we too learn that as we let go, we get more. We get strength to face God in our physical natures as well. Oh yes, what you have to face may be like a slab of pain and anxiety pressing down upon you. Remember, you have to face that cancer in your physical body. You have to face that cold theater room in your physical body. And you will need physical strength to go through every physical and verbal abuse that we as humans go through. I don't know what your cross is, but you need physical strength to go through it. And what the message of Gethsemane is telling us, as Jesus invited his disciples in his prayer room, he invites us into our prayer rooms that he might meet us there. Yes, there are spiritual battles that we cannot win without prayer, but there are also physical battles in our very own body as well, as we are attacked in our body that we cannot face on our own. And we need a miracle manifesting in our physical body, the miracle of his physical strength, helping us to go through the process. And what happened in Gethsemane, Jesus was helped to go through that process. That's why we find that Jesus didn't quit at 5 stripes. No, he went through all 39. He didn't quit halfway de la Rosa. He didn't come down from that cross. Oh yes, we are so glad that he had that physical stamina to make it. And we know that he got it through this prayer experience. And prayer experience is what's going to help you and me to face every spiritual and physical battle that we have to go through as we too face our cross. Remember, God is looking for you to turn up in your prayer room. Will you turn up in your prayer room? It was very interesting that Judas knew where to find Jesus. John 18 verse 2 says, "Now Judas, who betrayed him, also knew the place, for Jesus often met there with his disciples." Other translations say Jesus was usually praying in this place. God knew where to find him. Let the Father know where to find you. And when he finds you, let him find you, crying your heart out to him, letting go and letting him have his way in you. And what you will find, this divine exchange of his strength infusing inside of you to face your cross too. So this is the message of Gethsemane. Let go and you'll get so much more. Yes, even physically strong to face what you need to face. May you experience the power of his death and the joy of his resurrection. Take care and God bless you.